What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Chicken Bone Alley, brought to you by Earl Ramey Racing Engines, Profab Headers and Exhaust, SRI Performance, and Stock Car Steel and Aluminum. What's going on, guys? I'm David.
I'm Landon.
Landon's sitting in with me for just a little while. Connor said he's got to run a little bit behind, so he'll be here shortly, I reckon. That's what he said. So, anyway, until then, what's up? What are you up to?
Playing games.
Playing games. What kind of games?
Sport games.
Like what?
Madden, NBA.
Madden and NBA. 2K, NBA.
2K.
That's what you've been doing over your summer so far?
Well, and playing gun games.
What kind of gun games?
Call of Duty.
Which one?
Warzone 2.0. And then chess.
Chess. Landon's the chess freak for whatever reason.
It's fun once you get to learn it.
See, I've never been a big chess fan.
Why?
I don't know. It just never really excited me, I guess.
But there's a lot of stuff to chess that I'm never going to learn. Never.
I don't know how there's so much stuff you're never going to learn. I mean,
there's a bunch of openings, defenses, and rules. Not a bunch of rules, but...
Well, don't you know the rules of chess?
I do. There's special moves, like en passant.
What?
En passant.
What's that?
It's where a pawn, if the other team's pawn is right beside your pawn after you move 2 squares forward on the first move, they can take diagonally and go behind the pawn.
Yeah, you lost me. Long time ago. long time ago. Anyway, what you been up to for your summer so far other than playing games? You went on a cruise.
I did go on a cruise. It was snuck into some clubs.
It was last minute cruise. How was your cruise? Where'd you go?
I went to...
See, the bad part is, I kind of know, but I don't even really know. He ain't even told me nothing about it.
Amber Cove was the last stop.
Dominican Republic.
And then we went to...
Nassau, didn't you?
Nassau.
But you weren't supposed to go to Nassau.
No, we weren't supposed to go to Nassau because a girl got pregnant without knowing she was pregnant.
Well, not the getting pregnant part. She had the baby
Oh,
part.
oh yeah.
That's the part that was interesting on the ship.
How do you not know you have a baby until...
I don't know. You'd have to go ask your mama that. But I'm pretty sure she knew she was pregnant. So I don't know.
But I snuck in.
Snuck in.
To the comedy club.
No, you didn't sneak in.
I did. Well, I got kicked out like once, twice. But it was funny. So
It was funny to get kicked out.
no, the jokes were funny.
Were they really?
Yeah.
The last couple I've been on, most of the comedy stuff wasn't ever all that funny.
It was only the last day that was funny, though.
It's always been kind of to me.
Yeah, but the comedy club's for 18 plus. So me and my cousin.
Well, they got a family version, then later on it's 18 plus. So,
what have you been up to?
working. Been working, and went to the racetrack Saturday night.
I heard there was a big wreck.
There was a couple large wrecks for some reason. I don't think it was full moon, but it sure seemed like it. One was, it was pretty impressive because Wayne Locklear managed to climb the front wall. We're at Florence Motor Speedway, and he managed to. He kind of got hit by, I think it was Kane Jr. come up on him on the straightaway. I think Kane was loose out the corner, just kind of worked up into him. Wasn't on purpose, but it sure tore up some stuff for Wayne Locklear. he climbed the front stretch wall and rode it all the way down from about just before the flag stand all the way down to turn one. And I saw just a little while ago, he posted on Facebook that he just listed off all the stuff that was bent and broken.
How much was it?
Yeah, pretty much he said he needed a new car.
Oh.
Or say he was starting on a new car, actually, so because it was that bad. So rear end, transmission, all kinds of stuff. But what the impressive part was about it is that he decided, or he patched it together, and it was twin races, and he came out in the second race. Got it back together enough to come out the second race.
How'd he do?
He didn't finish last. So fairly impressive. I was impressed by it. But anyway, beyond that, went over to the racetrack, and just want to tell everybody out there, all you fathers out there, hope you had a happy Father's Day. I did.
Because of me.
Oh, is that what it was? Because of you?
Because of me.
Just you?
I made you a father.
Just you?
Yeah, just me.
Just you?
Yeah. Just me.
Jackson's not included in that?
Oh, well, I made you a father first.
Oh.
So.
Oh. So, anyway, we went to church, had a good service there. Landon actually sat in service this time. It's a miracle.
I do sit in service, okay? I help little ones learn.
You are a little one.
I'm not a little one. I'm a teenager.
Oh. So, anyway, had a really good service. Pastor Mac had there. Then came over here to my parents' house, and we grilled some steaks. And I'm trying to remember what all we had. We had steak. Had some salad. Let's see, what else did we have? Some croissant rolls, what else was in there? Some vegetables, I don't remember, all kinds of stuff. They fixed all kinds of stuff. So we ate, hung out a little while, and then had to go over to Kayla's parents' house to see her dad for Father's Day there. And y'all went swimming.
We did. It was chaotic.
Chaotic?
Chaotic, yes.
Why swimming chaotic?
Played a game. A game.
What game were y'all playing?
We're playing Keep Away.
Oh. I just saw people getting dunked under the water. And
people got hit, dunked, scratched, everything.
Well,
we won though, so that's a plus.
That's a plus.
Yeah, we won.
I think I hear Connor coming in the driveway.
I think so too.
Maybe not. Yeah, I think so. I don't know. We'll see. If he pops in here, Connor's here. So, anyway, during the week here, what'd you do today?
What I did today, I laid in bed for a while. Then I got up.
Because you were up late?
Actually, I was up early, if you think about it. Okay?
Yeah.
I was up early.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I honestly didn't get any sleep because it was fun, though. So you can pull an all-nighter like every once in a while.
So you tired now?
No.
No?
Not at all.
You're not at all?
Mm-hmm.
So as soon as you hit the bed, you're not just going to fall right asleep?
Well, I haven't hit the bed yet.
Well, so what you got planned the rest of the week?
I don't know. I made plans with my friends, Jaden, Bradley, and James, to play games.
What game?
Call of Duty, Rocket League.
Rocket League?
Rocket League.
What is that?
It's like soccer, but with cars, and they have rockets attached to them that make them boost.
I can see how Jaden would like that.
Yeah.
He's a soccer type. There's Connor. Connor's in the house.
I've been replaced?
Nah, he's just sitting out here with me for a little while. We're getting started. All right, Landon. Tell everybody bye.
Appreciate it, bud.
Goodbye.
Thank you, buddy.
Oh, fun. Connor,
What's going on?
what's up with you?
Not much. Getting new.
We shortened and changed stands and all that fun stuff.
Cool deal. There we go.
Yeah, don't come up. I got this. I'm gonna do some readjusting. I adjusted volume, so we don't have to sit right up on it anymore.
Yeah, it sounds fine.
I hope so.
Yeah, I like it. I like
If
the.
it don't sound fine, y'all let me know.
I like the angle of it.
I like the angle. I don't like it being right here in front of my paper table.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
We got a smaller table. We had too big of a table.
Oh, it was.
I mean, it was
halfway in the shop.
It was unused.
Yeah.
Unless other people were here.
Yeah. Except for that one day we had like
Exactly.
5, which isn't
Which is very unusual.
Yeah.
That's the only time it's happened. It's the only time it's happened. What you been up to?
Not a whole lot. Been messing around the house a little bit before we got this rain. Tried to start staining a deck about that time.
How'd that work out for you?
Barely got started pouring down on me. Yep.
Doing all kind of summer work.
Oh yeah, just all kinds of odd jobs, I guess.
I'm fixing to say, you starting a handyman service? What
Kind
you
of.
doing over there? You getting paid good for these?
I will be.
Well, good. So, I was asking Landon, I figure I ask you now. How was your weekend? I ain't see you none over the weekend. I texted you. I said, you go out the track? No, I'm staying home. He was tired of the track.
Yeah, we had a week off there. We probably been in the racetrack 7 or 8 weeks in a row. But yeah, it was good. It was kind of laid back. Went over to a friend's house Saturday night, and Sunday went to my grandparents for Father's Day and all. So it was just kind of a relaxing weekend for me.
Well, good. It's kind of what it was for everybody.
Yeah.
I went to track.
You went to the track Saturday?
Yeah.
I thought about it, but I don't know. Just never got around to it.
Me and my dad went out there, hung out for a while. All the races, it was twins.
I don't know. Everything was twins. I didn't realize.
Yeah, almost everything but the Allison Legacy cars was twins. I didn't either. I didn't know it until this. Well, I saw it like Friday. When I saw it, and I was like, oh, well, how about that? I got some cool stuff to tell you from it, though, that we can't really talk about on here.
Really?
We can, I mean, but I think there might be some cheating involved
Oh, this is always...
that I caught.
Really?
I caught.
Did you report it?
I did. Well, I didn't. My dad did. He did. It was interesting.
Cool deal. Yeah, you have to tell me about it.
Oh, yeah.
Looking forward.
Probably
to
some people that know on here probably didn't realize who it was. Well, now they know. So.
Well, on a good note, it did look like they had a pretty good crowd out there.
They had a real good crowd. I mean,
good.
we were standing. We got there. We didn't get there till right before the races. It was hot. I was like,
Yeah, it was very hot.
I'm good with not going to qualifying and everything, personally. So we went out and hung out, and we just hung out over there at Matt Cox's trailer pretty much the whole night.
Yep.
Hung out with him, and our guest that's coming on here, actually they were parked side by side, so it worked out. Katie Hettinger.
Cool deal.
They were parked side by side. So we ended up just hanging out with all them all night and watching the races.
Well, they had a good field of late models.
Had a really good field, 22.
Which is good.
I
I
think.
mean,
22,
started
25.
It's been strong all year. Kind of last year it started that way and kind of fell off in the dog days of summer, but it seems like it's picking up, if anything, right now.
It's picking up, and I think one thing that may have picked it up even more this week, the announcement last week, if y'all haven't heard, the Locked In 200, I think they're calling it, August 30th, which is a Wednesday night.
That's right.
I'm going to have to be out there. I'm going to have
That's
to
gonna be
check
cool.
this out.
It's going to be interesting.
Yeah, locking in the
pole position, right?
the pole position.
That's kind of crazy. I understand locking in a starting spot, or
Yeah.
I've seen people do like
Guaranteed.
Ron's done like for the New Year's bash, like starting 6 or something, like something.
Yeah.
But starting the pole, that's a pretty big thing there.
So yeah, on August 30th, there's gonna be I hear there's gonna be some big names over there.
Oh, I don't doubt it.
And I think that's where a lot of these all of a sudden came from. They want to get some testing in before it, I think. But yeah, you're locked in, as Connor said, on pole for the 400 there in November, which is a huge deal.
Oh, yeah.
Because that is sometimes over there, that's half your battle.
Yeah, I've seen the last 2 years the pole kind of almost dictate the way the race goes. If the
To an
if the
extent,
pole leader decides to ride, everybody else feels like they have to ride, and if he goes, everybody else is going. So I've seen there's a lot of power at that position.
Zach Miracle sat on pole a couple of years ago and did so, kind of fell back halfway, and I thought he was saving his stuff and coming up, and it didn't actually work for him that year. But then this past year, I'm trying to remember who sat on pole. Oh, I can't remember.
I would say Quaffle, I'm not sure.
It could have been, or was it Galinsky?
Yeah.
No, it wasn't. It was Sam. Sam Yarborough.
Sam, you got it. That's right. That's
sat
right.
on pole. And he run out front the whole time until he got wrecked.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That was the race. It seemed like that they. I mean, they were probably saving some, but it wasn't like somebody up front falling all the way back to 25th and then coming up to the end. It was like the guys up front were pretty much the guys at the end of the race still up front.
Right. So I am ready for that, and I think the smart on Steve's part, Steve Zacharias over at Florence Motor Speedway. You know, and we're guilty of it. We're all guilty of it. You kind of get into a lull during the racing season for us. I mean, it's just kind of weekly racing, as you call it. But when you can all of a sudden get everybody excited about a mid-year race coming up,
a race in August, you know, that's kind of a big deal.
It's a very big deal. Very big deal. So all right, ladies and gentlemen, live now, we got a young lady who is leading the Cars Tour Pro Late Model Series points and just having a great year so far. Miss Katie Hettinger. Katie, how's it going?
I'm good. How are you?
I am lovely. Lovely. It is a rainy Monday here.
Same here.
Fun. Well, how you doing today?
Good. Pretty busy. I had Chevy workouts this morning and then just running around doing stuff.
I hear about the, like you just said, the Chevy workouts. Tell everybody a little bit what that entails.
Yeah, so I'm a part of the Chevy development program. And so Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, when I'm home, I go to the new Chevy Tech Center in Concord and I work out in the mornings. So there's different like workouts each day. And you never want red because red is the new like hit workout and everybody dies on it. And so you never want red, but I had legs today. And then I had a meeting with Josh Wise, who's one of like the mindfulness trainers there. And then there's like a sauna and some other things, but
that's interesting. I've never heard of the Chevy workout.
Yeah, I mean, I've been hearing about it. Kind of Toyota was kind of the one that got it started with it, and then all of a sudden, other ones fell in line and realized how important it is. And bringing on someone like Chevy has with Josh Wise. Josh Wise has been very instrumental in that deal, and he is from everything I hear, because we never hardly hear from him anymore as much, but every driver talks about all their time they spend with Josh and how much they help them. When you talk about that side that Josh helps you with, what is that exactly?
So we have like the trainer Dan that I mostly like hang out with every day. And then Josh, he does like the pre-race, the post-race stuff. And then like today our meeting was on like focus and stuff like that. So he has like books that we read sometimes. And like he does like the nutrition stuff a lot too. So
cool. See, people, race car drivers are not dumb race car drivers. They got to read books and stuff.
Yeah.
So Katie, I want to talk to you about, I messaged your dad actually last week, and I was like, we got to get Katie on the show, and I've been wanting to for a long time, and we actually had you on a quick live there, I think last year at Timmonsville, over at Florence Motor Speedway, but I've been wanting to get you on the show ever since, and we appreciate you coming on, hanging out with us, but I was able to come over there and hang out with you a little bit this past Saturday night over at Florence Motor Speedway. You had a last-minute deal kind of come together, driving a late model stock car over there.
Yeah, my dad reached out to Jay. We were looking to run some late model stock races since we were doing like all the Pensacola races in the pro, but just like some money and conflict, some things didn't work out. So we took those off, but unfortunately that gave me a lot of off weekends. And so we've been looking to run some more late model stock stuff again. I love racing late model stocks, but most of the teams were at Dominion this weekend, and so it was kind of hard. But my dad reached out to Jay, and they said they had the Hedgecock house car, and so we're like, okay, cool. So we practiced Friday, and we didn't really have good tires, so we couldn't like tell where we were at and stuff. But then Saturday in practice, we thought we were good, and then during qualifying, we found a miss in the motor, and so then it was missing off the corner in the race, and we struggled a little bit tight and stuff. So really unfortunate because I think we had a pretty fast car in practice and stuff. But overall, it was still a fun weekend. I love driving the late model stocks and working with Jay and all those guys. They were all really cool. So it was fun. Just wish we could have finished a little better.
Well, that brings me to a point that I wanted to bring up to you. Between driving the pro and the late model stock, you know, a lot of people, we look at it, a lot of people in the stands look at it from afar, and just body-wise, everything looks like the same car to them. Tell everybody a little bit of the differences in those cars if you can.
Yeah, so they have like different horsepowers and stuff. I don't know like too much about the cars, unfortunately. That's like something I definitely want to work on. But they have different horsepowers and stuff. Personally, in my pro car, I have a 3-speed transmission. So, oops, sorry.
Oh, you're good.
I have a 3-speed transmission instead of a 4-speed in a late model stock. And then in the late model stock, I have to use the like clutch pedal when I shift and stuff. So those are the two main differences, like for me. And then momentum is huge in the pro car. And so like you can't like stop it a lot in the center of the corner. You got to carry it through. Where in the late model stock, you can use more brake and stuff. But usually when I switch from race cars, I don't notice like too much of a difference. It's kind of just driving another car for me, since I enjoy them both. But
also a difference, everybody, is it is a pro late model is a straight rail car, which anybody in racing knows that means basically rails straight. You kind of got to build out that right side to form to the body a little bit. Late model stock is a perimeter chassis, which means it is completely symmetrical. Everything is, you know, you can measure from one side to the other, and it's completely symmetrical, which brings the suspension styles to different, just completely different. And that's why I always like to wonder, you know, somebody like you who drives both cars, you know, if you can feel that much difference. But obviously you just said, you know, it's just get in it, hold that loud pedal and turn left.
yeah.
Well, cool. All right. Well, you have had a solid year on the Cars Tour Pro Late Model Series Tour there. It's just looked like a great ride. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, we've had a really successful year so far in the pros with leading points and everything. But it's been a lot of fun with my Anthony Campy crew. You know, they're all great, hardworking guys. And the Cars Tour Pro has been really competitive this year. We've had like 20 cars every single race. And so there are a lot of good cars. And so the competition has been hard, but it's also been a lot of fun. I like racing the pros and with the Cars Tour. Keely and Jack, and especially now with the new owners, they do a great job at all the races with that. But we've been very lucky. We haven't had a win yet. Unfortunately, we're really close, but we haven't been able to get one yet. But I think we'll get one here soon.
I thought it was coming at Dillon. I really did. I mean, me and Connor were standing there, and it was we were like, she's saving tires just enough. She's coming. And all of a sudden you come, and then one just comes around. I was like, man, we were pulling for you over there. I promise.
We had, it wasn't a perfect car, but you know, the perfect cars never win. But I think we could have won. It was just that last restart. Unfortunately, I have to work on my restarts, and I've been trying, but I think that might have lost us the race. But Tristan had a really good car too. So, but second's still good. We increased our points lead, so that was good.
There you go. That's all you can ask for some nights.
Consistency.
Well, speaking of Tristan, real quick, while you're talking about, you have a birthday coming up, but you have been probably one of the youngest in the field for a couple years there. But now he comes in at 12 years old and wants to show stuff. How crazy is that to you now, knowing somebody that's 12 years old can go out there and run one of those cars and run so competitively in it?
Honestly, I think it's awesome. It does suck a little bit getting beat by a 12-year-old. But Tristan, I'd say he's very mature for his age with his driving style. When I was 12 years old, I was running junior late models
Yeah.
because we didn't know where to go next. And so I think it's good that the cars tour low at their age a little bit. I think it'll help, but it depends who the driver is. You know, Tristan, he has as much experience as a 12-year-old can have. But he's a good driver. He doesn't race us too dirty. I mean, we door bang a little bit, but he's a great kid and he has a lot of respect for the other drivers and stuff. So I was happy for him to get his win since I am friends with him, but also kind of stung a little bit since I'm friends with him. But I think it's cool.
That's awesome. That is awesome. Well, speaking of door banging a little bit, while y'all were at Dillon, I just bring it up because we were over there that last race. That was it looked to me, and me and Connor raced there also, and it's a tough track to pass on. But y'all's cars seem so close that, especially back through the pack a little more, but even up front, it was like you had to kind of move somebody over to kind of get around them. And it was like on that verge of there's respect there, but I'm definitely moving you out of the way.
Yeah, it was a hard track to pass at, especially since the top is not where you want to be, especially off of 4 with having to be so low on exit. So it was hard. You did probably have to get your pass done off of 2. And I think a few of us door banged a little bit. I know I hit a couple people, but it wasn't like unnecessary. You know, it wasn't just slamming into them or anything. I think we all knew we were going to get door banged if we were going to get passed. But I think there definitely was still like respect there. But it was a small track, so we had to use our doors a little bit.
Well, obviously you had a good car there. So how do you like Dillon Motor Speedway since you were over there in that one?
I think it was fun. I think it's a fun little track. We struggled. We tested Thursday and Friday, and we struggled like being tight like all day. We were like so tight in the center of the corner. I couldn't get off. And we still were tight in the race a little bit, but man, we changed like everything trying to free it up. So that was the only thing we struggled with was just being tight. But then we realized when other cars were there, I was like totally overdriving the entry. But I still think it was a fun track. I hadn't been there in like 2 years, so but it was pretty fun.
Let me guess, tight center 3 and 4.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's so hard because you gotta like enter high and then cross down right after the wall, and so I was on the brace hard.
We were trying to get Connor going over there, and he said tight center, loose off. He didn't know what it was going
all over
on.
the place. Yeah, just slow.
But it's like that sometimes, I guess. All right, so since you've announced with your Team Chevy deal and all that stuff, it's been I know it's probably been a whirlwind to some extent for you, but you've been busy in a race car. What outside? I know you got some other stuff going on even outside of the asphalt side, but you've got in some dirt stuff a little bit too.
Yeah, so that's a part of the Chevy deal. Is we have 2 things outside of the like circle track pavement. We have the Spec Miata that Chevy just bought, and then also the micro deal, which Josh Rise runs with Mike Carber. And I think that is so much fun. I used to run micros, and I love them. I love the dirt. It's a lot of fun, and I think it helps with your racing too. So most of the Chevy has 2 micros, and so there's one which is the number 5, which I'm running the full season with. And then there's the other micro, which is the number 1, and it like switches from wing to non-wing. And they rotate the Chevy drivers in it. So like last week I ran with Connor Zilich, and then Ross Chastain was in it one weekend, Daniel Suarez. So they mostly switching it, and some of the drivers, they're like, I don't know what I'm doing. But there's also like some tests that they come to. But I have a lot of fun in the micro. It's just another racing that I love that's fun to do, not a lot of pressure or anything. And it's on Wednesdays, so you can just go hang out. And there's a lot of NASCAR guys that go too, so it's cool to see everyone there.
Well, being that you have some experience in, like you were just saying, I want to know how many of those guys, especially the NASCAR guys, are coming back to you asking questions about what's going on and what they need to do.
Well, I've been trying to test every Monday that I can, just because it's like easy to get laps in. I don't get tired or anything. So I've just been in the seat a bunch. And when Ross ran it, he didn't I don't think he did any practices. He had just ran it last year. And he came up to me after the heat race and he was like, I am so unprepared because guys don't realize how actually hard it is. Ross ran a non-wing with me, and I think he finished last in the feature or something. And I finished 6th, but he was like, I just felt like so unprepared. Like, yeah, he was like, I didn't test or nothing. He was like, I didn't know what I was doing. And I was like, it's a part of it. Like, that's why we have the test. But it's cool when you like when they realize that, like Ross is like, now I'm going to come to the test and do stuff like that, because like he's a big NASCAR driver and then he comes to the dirt stuff and he struggles, which I think is cool because it shows what he's good at and what he needs work on. And he like recognizes that. But
well, he's dipped his toe even into some super late model stuff here lately. Do you have any, being that you like that dirt side, do you have any aspirations to jump in a dirt late model any?
I don't know. I've never really had like the opportunity for it to come up. I've watched like some races, some of my old friends from back home race some and stuff, and they look fun. Maybe if I get a ride, I'd do it, but they look pretty fun.
All right. We're going to start the petition. Get a dirt ride for Katie.
Sounds good.
I want to see her in it. And that's what I like about you, though, Katie, is like you're not scared to jump in anything. It's just race whatever is there to be raced.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That is awesome. All right. Well, so what's next up for you?
My next race is Caraway, June 28th. So next week.
June 28th. Be right after your birthday, right?
Yeah, that Wednesday.
There you go. There you go. Well, that is awesome. That is awesome. Well, everybody, be sure to go support Katie and everybody out there for sure. Go watch out there the Cars Pro Late Model Tour. Katie, we sure appreciate you. Is anybody you want to thank that helps you out on all these cars?
Chevy, obviously, Josh Wise, Scott Speed, Lauren Rainier, my family, and then all my sponsors too.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming on, hanging out with us tonight, and thank you. Let me hang out over there some this past weekend. Hope to see you back at somewhere close by. We can get over there again.
Yeah, hopefully. Thank you for having me.
All right, Katie, appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, everybody. Miss Katie Hettinger coming on, hanging out with us today. Like I said, she had a great run over at Dillon Motor Speedway in the Cars Pro Tour. She was over at Florence Motor Speedway this past weekend. Unfortunately, like she said, they had some issues. Actually, we was over there and I was talking with them, and I think they found some. Don't have a clue where it came from, but found some sand and some fuel somehow.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's tough.
Yeah, that's tough. That's odd.
So they couldn't get it out. I mean, that was the thing. It was like, clean carburetor when you come in, and when you come back, there's more in it.
Wow. Yeah, siphon all that out and start over.
Yeah, that's the only thing you can do. But she was, especially in the second race. First race, you could just tell the cars looked dead down the straightaway. The second race, though, but unfortunately, being where she finished in the first one, kind of had to start towards the rear.
Yeah, I'm sure his tires wore out. It probably might even played to her advantage a little
bit. And she passed a few cars and was coming up through there, and it was just short race, no caution in the second one. So but she did great with the hand she was dealt.
Yep, did the best you could. Didn't get tore up.
Exactly,
best thing you could do.
Car looked great. Car looked perfect coming back. So and that's what stinks is it's great equipment. It's J. Hitchcock chassis. Yeah. I mean, it's good stuff, and it has the potential. So but ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna tell you, and I know I'm not the only one. Connor can probably say this too, that Katie Hettinger is a name that you are going to be hearing probably for a long time.
No doubt.
I think she's very, very talented.
Oh, yeah.
Got good family behind her too. And they're super nice. Her dad, Chris, I talked with him back and forth quite a good bit, and talked with him a good bit this past Saturday night. Just good people. Good people from up in Michigan.
Wow, really?
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Dryden, Michigan, and down here now.
Just moved down.
Going racing.
That Chevy program must be awesome.
That thing is
awesome.
About that is awesome.
Get a Millbridge on Wednesday, and run tests on Mondays and stuff. That's a pretty cool deal. I didn't realize it was that extensive. I really didn't.
I knew there was a lot more.
Hear the interview.
Yeah, I knew there was a lot more coming on with it, but I didn't know all of that. That's what's cool to hear. Like she was talking about with Josh Wise, knowing what actually goes on. A lot of people talk about, you go work with Josh. But it's like, all right, well, what kind of work you doing with Josh? What are you doing exactly? Yeah. But so yeah, that's cool. I mean, he's in there literally taking them to school. So, no, that's really cool. Glad to have Katie on and come hang out with us. Hopefully she'll be back soon. All right. Well, there was 0 NASCAR race this past weekend.
Yeah, I know the teams need an off week, but man,
They do.
that sucks.
They do. They 100% do. They need an off weekend. They need more off weekends.
Yeah. What 36 race season?
Okay, I'm fine with Father's Day weekend, but let's also take Mother's Day weekend.
Easter.
Let's take Easter.
I kind of like how they had it last year. I know they kind of did out of COVID, but I think it worked out good was having some of those tracks that have 2 races but don't do as well, like Michigan and Pocono, double headers.
Double headers.
So that opens up a week. So
I'm fine running twin races in one day.
Yeah.
Short twins. Just go for it.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's I was just like, yeah.
That just seems grueling.
I don't know how you race on Mother's Day, but then not on Father's Day. But I don't know. But speaking of, rumors have been swirling now, waiting for the schedule to come out for next year for NASCAR. One of the biggest rumors on there, and I had a feeling, and I think I might have even told you this. I told everybody I think Bristol Dirt is gone.
Oh yeah.
I don't think Bristol Dirt's going to be back.
Yeah. The logistics don't make sense to me. Moving all that dirt
Logistics
in and out.
do not make sense. Yeah. And especially when there was no major dirt series.
Yeah.
I'm not taking anything away from Steel Block Bandits or anything like that because they're a big series.
Maybe there was 2, but there wasn't 10 like there usually is.
But there wasn't Lucas. There wasn't XR. There wasn't World of Outlaws. There wasn't any big series. We had one weekend of racing for crate and steel block late models. So, being that there wasn't any of that, I think if they could have signed on World Outlaws, signed on, somebody else, to XR even, to come back with that huge event, it would have been worth it to them. A little more worth it,
Yeah.
But having just something small event attached to the NASCAR weekend, definitely not worth it. Because that is just way too much work.
Yeah.
For one day of racing.
And like we talked about several weeks ago, I don't know if the World of Outlaws and major series are really looking to go back to Bristol.
I don't think they are. I think they.
I feel like they think it's a big show, but like you said, that's such an unconventional track for them to run.
It's tough on equipment, and I say that, people, because I was there, and as our great sponsor Earl Ramey with Earl Ramey Racing Engines, I talked to him about it, and it's just he told me, even he said it's tough because it's such hanging RPM for so long, especially on the crate motors. He said super motors could stand it a little more because they were backing out of it some, but crates were just flat out the whole way around.
Yeah, that's the same.
So it was tough on them. And then if they did wreck, it destroyed everything.
Because you're flying.
Yeah. So rumor is Bristol Dirt not coming back on the schedule and being replaced by North Wilkesboro.
I did see that, yeah. I mean, yeah. That's interesting.
I'm just asking, and I'm wondering. I'm like, are you taking a Bristol race away?
I think they are.
And you're only going to one race at Bristol?
As bad as it sounds.
What?
Yeah.
I hope not.
I hope they at least bring Xfinity and trucks there for
I
Bristol.
hope we're bringing 2 races to Bristol. I'm not a fan of 2 races anywhere personally. Maybe.
Say Daytona, maybe Charlotte.
Charlotte, I don't even know. Daytona, yeah. Daytona 500 because the 500 is kind of a thing of its own. Being that's my home track, it's right down the road. I don't even know that I'm a huge fan of Darlington having 2 weeks. I almost liked it more when it was only 1 week.
Yeah.
I don't know why. It just takes some of the luster out of it.
I understand.
I don't know.
But yeah, Bristol could possibly only have the night race.
Could possibly, but I got a feeling. They're going to go to a track, let's say Texas. Texas got 2 dates, don't it? Or is it back to 1 now?
I think they lost. They
Dude,
lost one in the game, the All-Star race, but now they just took the All-Star
Okay,
race to Wilkesboro. So
so-
I think they only have one. Yeah.
All right. Atlanta has 2.
Yeah, I'd say Atlanta doesn't even need one. in
I
my
got a
opinion.
feeling, yeah, and then one of them's first of the year. I got a feeling Atlanta's probably going back to 1.
But would they? After they spent all that money on Atlanta repaving it at all?
Yeah,
even
because
even
people-
if it's not good. I mean, look what they do with Phoenix. Phoenix is a championship race just because they remodeled the track.
I agree, but I think they're still not getting, and it's not about. It used to be about butts in the seats. It's not about that anymore. Ever since COVID come, they realized it wasn't about that. It's about TV numbers. I don't think Atlanta. It probably did better than some, but Bristol's just Bristol. Everybody loves
It's awesome.
watching a race at Bristol. It don't matter what configuration they've had at, everybody wants to watch the race. I personally think mid-90s was the absolute best of that track. Sorry, Connor, you wasn't around to see that.
I've seen race replays.
But I know you've seen some replays. Back in the day, back in the rattling his cage days and, stuff like that. That was the best of Bristol, in my opinion.
Yeah, well, they added progressive banking and started running up the top.
They did that, and I think
it makes for some good racing, but it's not.
right. I think changing the track, and they changed it back actually, supposedly. But I think just the evolving track and the evolving race car just have not worked out well for Bristol. But in saying that, last year's night race was not a bad race.
It's hard. I mean, the night race is always going to be a good race. Just the atmosphere.
It's like there is a
gotta
energy
have-
there
yeah.
that just, I don't know.
It's just the spring race, and then the spring race to me was always almost just as good. It's just probably
It would not-
80% of the stands was empty, which made for bad look on TV. But
Yeah, it seemed like I guess from our perspective, from my perspective anyway, when you run a night race at Bristol, which was a half-mile track, it reminded us more. Even though Bristol is an animal of its own, it reminded us more of a local Saturday night race. And I think that's why everybody liked it so much. So I don't know. It's I guess we'll see.
I hear a lot about the schedule rumors that NASCAR is looking to go international in the next couple of years.
I got a feeling that's coming. It happened years back,
Yeah, they were in Mexico for a while.
Whatever Mexico with the Xfinity, Busch, whatever series that was then nationwide. That happened. It went Canada. I hear they're going back to Canada. But even before that, no, it was exhibition races.
Yeah.
They had Japan,
Yeah.
which was actually a good race. Back in the day.
Yeah, I just don't know now because from what I've heard, especially with they did the Garage 56 at Le Mans and all that.
Yeah, I think that's
looking at a Europe market, but that's got to be taxing on the teams. I can't imagine you have more than 30 cars.
I don't understand today
Yeah.
how F1. I don't understand the logistics behind F1.
Well, that's just so much money poured into them.
I know,
It's gotta be.
but I'm just saying. I mean, what do? They just container all these cars up. When did they get a chance to work on them? And
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
develop them, as they say. I mean,
that's why they don't have any back-to-back weeks, just because of travel.
so. I mean, yeah, the logistics of all that has to be, just
That's probably the
insane.
biggest. Yeah.
Could you imagine? This is terrible, and I don't want to see it happen, but we've seen it happen just off the Georgia coast with a cargo ship full of brand new cars. Could you imagine? Because I know what would happen.
Yeah.
Say we're going over there, and I imagine this happened back in the day when they went to Japan. They probably all the teams got together. Okay, to save on money, we're going to all put our
ship, whatever.
we're going to put all our cars in the containers, send them on one ship. Could you imagine if something happened to that ship? That would be horrible.
Yeah. That whoever that company was would have a mighty big bill to pay.
Yeah,
Couldn't be paid, probably.
because not only are they packing,
I'm sure they're packing everything.
not just cars. I mean, you got to send pit equipment, and you got to send Goodyear's got to send tires. I mean, just so I can see it coming.
I can see And the next year or two, Canada or Mexico, easy.
Yeah, I heard what is that, Circuit des Jeux Villeneuve
Oh, up in
Canada?
Yeah.
I heard it was coming back.
I'd like to see. Yeah, I didn't realize they'd ever raced there. That'd be pretty cool.
That was
a
always
neat
that was
place.
Xfinity.
I'd like to see them go. There's some oval track in Mexico that looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
I've seen the NASCAR Mexico Series run there.
Yep.
That's just the hard part. Any foreign country is pretty much going to be a road course. So
Yeah, you're right. I'm tired of road courses.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It lost its
It's lost its luster.
big time.
Too much of a good thing is kind of what I attribute it to.
Everybody they brought the Roval to Charlotte, and I was like, all right, I went to it. Me and Sterling went to it the first year. We stood in the infield, watched it. I sat on the NBC pit box actually and watched it. I actually went to it again the second year, and that is a good race. That is a good race, and I think the reason that is a good race is because it combines a little more of, road course, yet there's
Big
banked oval
yeah.
here also. And I think that's why, but a true road course to me here lately, like Sonoma, just wasn't a good race to me.
No, there's very few. I think Coda and Watkins Glen's about the only ones that'll put on good races by themselves.
I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer here, but I think we're going to be highly disappointed with the Chicago street course.
Oh yeah,
That's going to be horrible.
yeah. They that's bad to say it, but they better hope that it's kind of a wreck fest, because otherwise it'll be single file.
Did you hear that? This is horrible. We had a perfectly good track around Chicago. It was an hour out of Chicago. They called it Chicago Land, but it was in Joliet. But did you hear them? They had all the walls and everything and construction equipment sitting downtown for to build track. Construction equipment got stole.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm like, what are y'all thinking?
Yeah, not in Chicago.
And the mayor doesn't want them there. Everybody.
Half the people, yeah.
Don't
I've heard
own
several
there.
council members.
Why are y'all trying to force yourself into Chicago? On top of that, trying to force yourself in there on 4th of July weekend.
Why not just go to Chicagoland? I mean, shoot, the mile and a half's package is pretty decent right now.
Yeah.
And that track's supposedly been kept up and
they're
ready to roll.
Yes.
But
I don't know. It's I'm ready for the new schedule to come out, and I'm hoping NASCAR is listening.
Yep.
That's what I'm hoping. That's because there's a lot of people that are tired of I guess we're probably a fickle bunch, because years ago we wanted road courses. Road courses were getting better. And they were getting better. Then we changed the car. And now
they changed the car and added 7 of them. Went from 2 to 7.
Yeah.
In like 2 years.
Yeah. So I think the reason road courses were good was because people didn't test on them much.
That's why I say that too much of a good thing ends up. Like I said, the mile and a halves are pretty good right now. We don't need to pack the schedule with mile and a halves again.
No,
just because of the currents. You gotta even if the short tracks are down right now, you can't front load it or heavy it, because that'll bring it downhill quick. I mean, you saw where mile and a halves were before they changed the car. So it's a moving target, pretty much.
For sure. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank our good friends at Earl Ramey Racing Engines. I hope I'm gonna be getting a call here in a few days. About time to put some horsepower back in that red ride over there. He's got a motor reminder right now because we love some Earl Ramey Racing Engines. So y'all head over to Earl Ramey Racing Engines if you're looking for some horsepower in your ride today. Don't matter if you're going from, like we talked about, super late models, crate engines, like mine, late model stock motor. It's what you need. You need some Earl Ramey Racing Engine horsepower. So head over to Earl Ramey Racing Engines, get you some horsepower under the hood today. Go test it out on that chassis dyno of his. That'll tell you a whole lot, people. And one of them best things, as I always say, to put on there is some good Profab headers and exhaust. Profab headers, guys, they are quality that wins. They are some of the best in the. They are the best on the market. You look every weekend, not just some weekends. It is every weekend. They can show you their drivers on Profab headers that are winning every weekend. So y'all head over to Profab Headers and Exhaust and get you some today. Also, they sell those at our good friends over at SRI Performance. You can go over to SRI. They are your one-stop shop for all things racing. Like I say, they're a Walmart for race cars. Maybe Sam's Club. Maybe.
Really? Is it more bulk or is it?
It's everything. Either way you want to buy it.
I say Walmart.
Well, we can go to Walmart. But you can get it in bulk. Costco, maybe? I've never been to Costco.
You have to tell me about it.
We don't know them. Actually, it's probably more like an IKEA because you got to put it all together. Nah. But y'all head over to SRI Performance, ladies and gentlemen. Anything you need from nuts and bolts, abrasives, anything to full-on engines right there in store all the time. Y'all head over to SRI Performance. Go online, www.sriperformance.com. Check out their brand new website. They get you hooked up on it. Go over there as you're checking out. Fill up that cart as you're checking out. Put in promo code CBONE, T-N, C as in
Chicken.
BONE 10 and get yourself 10% off there at time of checkout. That's good stuff. Everybody likes 10% off. So, same deal, guys, over at Stock Car Steel and Aluminum. They are they got everything, any kind of material you need. I don't care if you're building a race car from the ground up. They're go-karts now, racing go-karts now, built with all materials from Stock Car Steel and Aluminum, which is awesome. So that's great to see, which there's been many race cars, many days, bought with all material from Stock Car Steel and Aluminum. So y'all head over to Stock Car Steel and Aluminum, get anything you need there, and they will hook you up. So y'all head over there, check them out. But anyway, all right. Well, speaking of races, and I guess now we've got to. We didn't pick last week because
there was no race.
There was no race this week, so guess we got to pick now. So
I assume I'm going first. I don't know.
You are going first.
Good deal. Nashville
Super
Speedway
on concrete. Super Speedway.
That's gotta be weird. Like a glorified Dover.
Well, it is. It kind of is. It wasn't fun back in the day because it had so much grip, but it put on a good race last year.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't even remember who won.
I want to say Larson.
I want to say it was Larson too.
Maybe it was Chase. I don't know.
I'm out of either one of those.
Either.
I don't have those to pick.
Well, I do have Larson, and that's who I am going to
pick. He's finally throwing Larson in.
Right. I couldn't believe I was looking around. I couldn't believe I still had him, but
I think you were kind of like me, probably. It's kind of like where I do still have
Larson. I was kind of eyeing your paper there.
Yeah, I got it.
It's kind of like where to use him. I think it's going to be Hendrick Day in general. Then I'm gonna pick who I believe is the best Hendrick driver to do it.
All right. Well, Sterling is he's baseballing again. Cole's got baseball. They won their tournament or won their game over the weekend. So congratulations to Cole. And today is his birthday, actually.
Happy birthday.
So happy birthday there, Cole. Sterling texts me, and he is picking Kyle Busch.
Kyle Busch.
All right. And that might be a good pick. I mean, look at how he's kind of well, him and Larson are almost the same. It's like hero or zero.
Yeah. Well, that's RCR. RCR seems right now that they have some tracks they just don't run good at, but the ones they do, they can run pretty strong.
Well,
you don't know what you're going to get. Sometimes they'll be dominant. Sometimes I think the shorter tracks kind of give them trouble.
Denny Hamlin was kind of tooting his own horn. Well, kind of more like tooting Tyler Reddick's horn a little bit. But I will have to agree with kind of what he said. He said the other day, and I looked at it and I was like, yeah, that's kind of true. The tracks that Tyler Reddick ran good with RCR at last year, Kyle Busch is also running good at this year.
Yeah.
So they had a good notebook for it. And tracks they didn't run good at, they're still not running good
They're
at.
still struggling, yeah.
So that tells you there's a whole lot riding on the setup of these cars.
Oh, absolutely. You watch them in mile and a half and short and road courses and stuff. They're pretty good. They go to short tracks. It's like where'd all the speed go?
Exactly. I go last. I think I'm gonna go ahead and use him. I'm kind of running out of my good hands. And I'm going with you though. Going to be a Hendrick day. I think it's time for this one to come up. He's got to either put up or shut up. I believe coming up here soon. But I think Alex Bowman has got to do something.
Yeah. I really haven't heard, other than, obviously getting hurt, haven't heard anything about him all year.
No.
Racing wise.
No, and that is the sole reason I say he's got to either put up or shut up, because I will say, I think, now don't get me wrong, NASCAR is still a highly sponsored based sport.
Absolutely.
As we all know, it takes a lot of money. But it seems like to me, still, that Hendrick and let's see, maybe there's a few more out there. Hendrick, I'm gonna say, is probably the biggest one. That seemed like they're still a little more performance based. Still got to bring a check with you.
Obviously.
Still got to bring a check with you. But it seems like you don't put up numbers for Hendrick for a few years. You're typically kind of out.
Yeah. I say Gibbs, kind of, just because of how fast they kicked out Suarez and Eric Jones.
Yeah, but they'll kick out Kyle Busch too if they ain't got a check.
Yeah, Hendrick, I mean, you look at it, we all know bringing Larson on is obviously a very good decision now, but at the time he didn't have hardly any sponsorship.
Well, that is one thing I can say about Kyle Larson. He has made his whole career solely on his talent.
He's just that good. Yeah.
Because he has never brought a sponsor with him anywhere.
Target was
Ganassi. He had no sponsors going to Hendrick. Well, I guess we'll sponsor yours. And then they figured out, well, this was a great deal.
Well, I think,
first of all, it's a tax write-off for a huge company.
And the people at Hendrick Cars, like the CEOs and all that, say they want to keep doing it.
Yeah, they said they wanted to keep doing it, but they said they saw an increase in volume sold since he's been on.
I'm sure.
Since they've been on his car. So I guess that's a good thing.
Yeah. But yeah, like you say, Alex Bowman, I think he signed a contract last year, so I don't want to say he's on the hot seat, but
he signed a contract, I think.
Extension or whatever.
Yeah, I'm not sure how long.
Most of them are 3 years. That's like the baseline for most NASCAR contracts, but
yeah, but and I don't think he's fallen under that, but if you go and look at a lot of those contracts, there is a performance clause in every one of them.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know. I don't think he's fallen under.
I don't know.
That
I don't think he's too worried yet, because I don't think there's no. Hendrick doesn't really have a William Byron or somebody in the waiting. I don't see a huge prospect coming up right now.
I don't either.
Obviously, there's several people that are.
I don't see anything in Xfinity.
That's
There's
what I'm
like
saying. Yeah,
nothing in
kind of
Xfinity. But there's some drivers in trucks right now that I think could surpass the ones in Xfinity. And I don't know. I think
Zane Smith's probably
Zane
biggest one that
he's going to be one of the biggest ones. But there is one. Speaking of rumors out of NASCAR, we've all seen this. We hadn't talked about it much, I don't think we've talked about it yet on here. Josh Berry supposed to announce. We hear Wednesday.
Yep, so I heard this week. So
yeah. Taking over for Kevin Harvick at SHR. We do know he's already signed with KHI. They'll be representing him. Mm-hmm. But we hear he's taking over for Kevin Harvick at Stewart-Haas.
That's gonna be interesting.
I don't like it.
You don't?
I like it for Josh Berry.
Yeah.
that's great.
I do worry about the team though.
I do.
I mean, obviously, Josh is pretty good. He's got, he's running good in the Hendrick cars, but the SHR cars are down right now.
Big time down.
The only thing keeping them anywhere relevant is Harvick. And I feel like Josh isn't going to have the time to grow, to get, acclimated to the Cup Series. They're going to need performance off the bat.
Yeah.
And I think he can do it, but I think it's going to be.
And Junior made a statement. They were talking about, people wanting Junior to put him in a Cup car because everybody knows Junior's looking for a team, looking for a charter, whatever. I still think he should have got in with the Jimmy Johnson deal over at Legacy, not switch Toyota. But I think that's just been a cool deal with having an Earnhardt, Johnson, and a Petty.
Yeah, I think Junior's already got all his own. If Junior was solely an investor,
I think he's gonna get one from Spire in a few years.
Probably.
Spire's whole deal was to go. They never expected to win a race.
Right.
They wanted to go finish X position, make so much money, and their goal was to buy charters, keep them for so long, keep finishing those positions, and build it up and sell it.
Oh yeah, I mean
that was their business model going into it.
Oh, he's already talked about it. He's trying in a podcast, kind of mentioned jokingly. He's trying to. Somebody was like, hey, we got to have Dale Earnhardt Jr. in the Cup Series. The biggest name. He's like, I'm trying to get some of these people to back off their price of the charter.
Well, they're saying they're wanting about $30 million for him now.
Is it worth that? Could you not just try it without? I know. Obviously, the risk of not qualifying in, but
all right. This is, I guess, this is the conundrum in sports, as far as NASCAR. All right, let's just put this in an example. Let's, I don't know. Do you know how many NBA teams there are?
30, I think.
30. So relatively a similar number to NASCAR. In order to have a team to play in it and make money off of it, you got to buy a team. Michael Jordan just sold his portion of the Charlotte Hornets. Just his portion. There are still other people in there, but he sold his portion for $3 billion.
Yeah. That's not even a huge market team either.
No.
That's not the
that's no championship team.
Warriors
nothing like that. So, with that being said, are you buying kind of the same thing?
In a way. I don't like the fact that pretty much, I don't know if it's a sole thing, but it's obviously the main thing holding them back right now for another full-time team is just a charter. Just the amount of money that will set you back so far for a charter.
I don't like that either, but I find myself being hypocritical on it because I'd love to have a team and put Connor Lee in it driving for me, in NASCAR. You know what I'm saying? I'd love to do that, and I'd love for it to be cheap enough for me to do that. But at the same time, all right, that's devaluing our sport.
It is.
Because look at what we're going to compare this to stick and ball sports for a minute. Look at what a large value on a team has done for stick and ball sports. There's a lot of people don't agree with it, but look at the what are those deals called in college now?
NIL deals.
NIL deals. That is money that has trickled down from professional sports down to the college level. We need money to trickle down from NASCAR to our local level. And the only way you can do that is have huge, big-time sponsors, huge, big-time owners that are billionaires when it doesn't faze them to throw down $1 million here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I understand.
So that's why I find myself in my own predicament with it because, like I said, I'd love to be driving it. I know I'm too old for that. I'd love for you to be driving in it. I'd love for, anybody that can make it, just because I like that story, I'd love for anybody that can make it to say, hey, let's get a car together. Let's put somebody in it, based off their talent, which would be great. But that's the reason they need a check to come with them now.
Yeah.
So
I'm just saying, I think the charter system is kind of.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
I don't hate it.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't feel like it's necessary as it was pre-COVID.
I agree.
But
I agree.
they're so far into it now.
But can you get a sponsor? Say Connor Lee Racing's out there. You're going around. Let's use a sponsor that left. Let's use Lowe's, for example. Want to bring them back into sport. But we need to be big. We need to be real big. I'm going to need $40 million, which is more than what they are now. Most of them are operating, from what I gather, 10 to 30 million for a full year. There's not many full year sponsors anymore. That's why it kind of varies now. Okay, Hello says, we'll give you this. We want cars up front. We want you in every race. Well, then you're like, well, I can't guarantee you to be in every race.
I understand that, but I mean, now
I personally think the old system was great myself. As long as you were in the top, what was it, top 20, you were guaranteed in.
really,
I think it's what it was. If you were in the top 20, 25 in points.
Well, outside of the Daytona 500 and maybe a couple races on the East Coast, there's not many full fields.
No, not anymore.
There's 36,
not anymore.
not 40.
But that is the reason there's not. Is because of
Nobody's
charter
guaranteed.
system.
Yeah.
Nobody's guaranteed, and they make a lot less money to run that race because they don't get the slice of the TV money. That's the whole deal. The purse is significantly smaller.
Really? I wasn't aware. Or I wasn't
it is
aware
significantly smaller
makes
for
sense.
someone who's
Yeah.
a non-charter team.
I understand.
So
That's
you
why-
kind
that's why you
of
don't-
got to have a car.
Yeah,
charter.
there's no unchartered full-time teams
no
at all.
no.
And you would think if anybody could do it, Junior Motorsports could be the one to do it, but
The last ones that tried it was the Wood Brothers. And when they could buy a charter,
they bought.
they decided to buy one.
Yeah, I just wonder if it'd be possible if Junior could go ahead and jump in, run a season or two, and just whenever a charter becomes, one's going to become available. Some team is going to want to sell it eventually. I feel like even if Kyle goes back to one car, I feel like somebody just kind of wait out for the opportunity to come.
I figure somebody is going to, and this is just pure speculation, people. I could see Junior going in with somebody else for the Cup side, keeping Junior Motorsports for the Xfinity side. Go in as a co-owner on somebody's, whether that be colleague or
I wonder if he wants
who
to
knows.
do like Denny Hamlin do with his team and how it's kind of is affiliated with Joe Gibbs. And
Oh yeah,
what if he do that with Hendrick?
oh yeah. I feel it because he's not leaving Chevrolet. He's
No,
not pulling the Jimmy
it's-
Johnson and leaving Chevrolet. That's not happening. So yes, I think, but there's no room there for him at Hendrick because he would probably love to get in there with him, but Jeff Gordon kind of already tied that up.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're going to be affiliated with Hendrick. They're going to be essentially however many on team for Hendrick. I feel like one day. But I could see, like I just said, I could see Spire or somebody like that, him coming in as a co-owner in Spire, because Spire would love that. You put Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s name on it. Oh, we can bring in
And that way
pile of money.
You already have cars. Obviously
You already
not
got
top of the
stuff.
line, but you got
Yeah,
basic.
exactly.
But I don't know. I think he's probably just going straight up Junior Motorsports. If I
Oh, I
had to
think
guess.
he is too. I just feel like because he is the poorest rich man I've ever seen before in my life. You ever listen to Dale Jr.
Yeah,
Download much?
occasionally.
That he's always talking about it costs so much money. You're the poorest rich
you
man
gotta be the-
I've ever heard. So, I don't know. It's a waiting game. But getting back to what we were talking about that started that, Josh Berry Jr. was talking about, people were talking about putting him in a car, he said he didn't want to do that because he didn't want to handicap Josh Berry by, going with putting him in a team with no no knowledge.
just a new team.
Yeah, just a new team.
Generally.
He
You don't know
didn't
which
wanna, but I'm like, I don't think you're doing much favors right now putting him in SHR equipment.
Yeah. It's
Now-
crazy to think Kevin Harvick won 9 races just 3 years ago.
Now, in saying that, there is a lot of smart people over there.
Oh, yeah.
It is a Ford problem right now, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
Well, I think that And I think the other 3 drivers outside of Harvick, I mean, I think they're good. I like Priest and all, but I don't know how much Priest, Briscoe, and Almirola.
Bruce was out of it for
Yeah.
basically 2 years.
Well, I just don't know. Can you compare Priest, Almirola, and Briscoe to, let's say, Hendrick's back 3 of Byron, Bowman, and
I don't think.
Chase Elliott or Hamlin?
I'm starting to think Almirola and Bowman could be compared. I'm starting to think they could.
Yeah, it just seemed to be just the quiet ones. Not
They finish right around each other every week. Seems like. I don't know. It
just seems like they don't have quite the bit. I mean, I guess Harvick's always been the top guy over there, but I don't know. It seems like
he gets more out of the car than.
Yeah, they used to have some bigger name drivers. I feel like.
Well, when they had Kurt Busch there, Kurt Busch ran good.
They had Boyer. Boyer was up and down.
Boyer was a solid top 12 guy for you. Maybe top 15 on some days. But that's what he was every week. He wasn't necessarily up there fighting for wins every week. But in my opinion, that's where Stewart-Haas Racing is right now, period.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Kevin Harvick's a top 12 guy for you.
Harvick's muscling the top 15 out of most.
Well, he sticks around
just by
right
staying
at the end.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. It's
I hope he does good. I hope they get it turned around. Which, I mean, they can. There's no doubt.
They will. They will. Ford's not going to stay out of it too long.
No,
I mean,
even Penske's down this year. It's not.
Yeah, well, don't get me wrong. Blaney just won Charlotte and stuff like that, which great. But they all find one every once in a while. But look what Blaney's done otherwise this year. He hadn't been
nowhere to be found.
Great.
The best team has been Keselowski and Roush.
Yeah, which has been really weird
Yep.
because, and I think the reason is as close as Roush was with Ford, I don't think they're getting the backing that the rest of them are with Ford now, just because they were down for so many years. I have a feeling that they're just trying their own stuff. Let's just try it. So, I think Keselowski and them are doing.
But I'm happy to see him though.
I am too. Which I won't. Yeah, I got my favorites out there. Everybody's got their favorites. But I want every team out there personally to be they could win this week.
Yeah.
Team.
And that's what I like NASCAR so much better than, say, Formula One or anything. Is the fact that you go to, I mean, you know, when you watch practice, you can see who's fast at practice, you can see who qualifies good, but you go to race day and there's still 20 cars that could win this race.
Yep.
So that's how I like it. That's how it should be.
Definitely so. So, anyway, guys, I want y'all to head over to check out our good friends over at Dixie Made. You see it right here on the back of this legend car here. This legend car needs to get running is what that legend car needs. But
it's just it's a sway bar holder right now.
It's a sway bar rack right now. But anyway, y'all head over to Dixie Made. Go check out our friends at Dixie Made. Check them out on Facebook, Instagram, all those good social media sites. You can check out all the cool apparel they have, all their new stuff in stock. Right over here at the Florence Flea Market, guys. Head over to Dixie Made. Get all your great Southern apparel. Southern fried cotton, Drake waterfowl if you're into duck hunting. I mean, there's so many brands. That is literally 2 of dozens that they have in stock, in store. So, y'all head over to Dixie Made. Also, another cool thing, guys, Rev Max Racing Apparel. Y'all head over, check out Rev Max Racing on Facebook, Instagram, all those social sites. Also, go check out all the cool designs, great looking stuff. When you need safety equipment, you also want it to look good. So, head over to Rev Max Racing Apparel. Check them out on there as Rev Max Racing. And get you some today. Get you some new stuff. Let's see what else we got here. Oh yeah, we gotta talk about your car. So what's up with it? We talked about it last week.
A lot of things up with it.
A lot of things up with it.
Yep.
Well, what's down with it?
That's actually where everything's at. No, we just we're gonna get our motor back soon here. Hopefully this week or next, and swap it out and see what we can do from there. See, we gotta just see what we can see if that does anything. We gotta just go to the track. That's we have to change it. We've changed so much stuff on the car.
The entire setup's been changed.
If it was a car, it would have made itself obvious by now. So Just wait on the motor.
Got the motor, take the other motor out?
Not yet. That one might be going in the other car. Just to see. So we're planning. We kind of been busy this week, but we'll get on it. We got to put we did go get rear end for a legend car. We went up to the 316 Motorsports up in
that's where that car.
Fayetteville there.
No, that one. Never mind. Yeah,
but
Willie Ridenhour up there.
Okay.
Yeah,
but so we got to put that one back together, and just
gonna throw it together this week.
Hopefully so. But that would be ideal.
Deal on Saturday.
Maybe. We still got to put fenders on and stuff. Simple stuff. If it was the fenders,
that get that rear end in.
If it was the fenders that came off of it, I wouldn't be worried at all. But it's a little bit different shape.
Just go out there with no fenders.
I'm fine. I don't care. Open wheel.
You can't bust them if they're not there.
Hey, I mean they don't do much anyway. If you hit wheels, it's gonna climb it.
Have you ever seen? I know you probably have. On dirt, and not they race the legend cars on dirt. But this isn't that. But they are legend cars. But they call them the Dwarf cars. Have you paid attention to them any? They kind of leave them open on motor, whatever they want to do with motor. And them boys are out there with ZX1000 engines in them. But they're modified looking cars. No fenders. Front ends are open on them.
Wow. You
have to check them out.
Yeah, I have to look them up.
I'd love to jump in. I don't know. I'd probably be scared of jumping in one of them things. They look insane. I know how much power that thing feels like it's got in it. You know,
just the way it get it.
The way it is with one of them new engines that's putting out 200 horsepower. That would be crazy.
Yep, I want to run them on dirt. I feel like that'd be real fun.
We're gonna have to do it one day.
I'm down to do
it. If nothing else, we'll go up to Fayetteville on a Sunday after they race after church one day or something, and just
make some laps. I don't care if we go to the Florence track right behind Speedway.
We're not doing that. We're not.
Come
doing
on,
that.
That's perfect size.
It probably is perfect size. Whew. There's a fence out there though that I don't want to slide off.
We'll be careful.
You better be very careful. All right, guys. Also, our good friends over at MPM. Y'all head over to MPM. If you are if you're new in town in the racing world and you are looking to go as far as you can in the sport, y'all head over to MPM, McAllister Precision Marketing. Go over there, talk with Tanya. You've got to get in front of the right faces, in front of the right people. So head over to MPM, www.marketwithmpm.com. Get started on your journey today to making it to the top, because you gotta have good marketing to do so. So y'all head over there. I do want to mention, talking about we have 5 people in here one day. Our buddy Derek McGrew Jr. has picked up, as of last night, win number 5 on the year in dirt car sportsman.
Cool deal.
Modifieds.
Yeah.
So congratulations to Derek McGrew Jr. We got to get him back on here soon, talk about all these wins. I like having him in here talking with us. Unfortunately, sponsorship kind of fell through with him. He was supposed to run another ARCA.
Yeah, I hadn't heard anything.
Yeah, supposed to run another ARCA race, and sponsorship stuff kind of fell through with it. That's a tough deal, man.
Yeah, I can bet you
it is a tough deal. But fortunately, all his sponsors have stepped up enough to run all these dirt races, and he is doing awesome in it. We talked about it. We talked about it with him. He had such tough luck last year, just about like us, just going through motors and stuff, and just stuff breaking, and just couldn't get it right. Well, all of a sudden, I mean, they persevered and kept at it, and this year it is definitely paying off. So congratulations to Derek McGrew Jr., my buddy, picking up another win on the season here. Hopefully going to get many, many more. So
glad to hear it.
Me too. What else we got? What else you got?
Not a whole lot. It's kind of a weird week for me. Not going to a racetrack or anything.
You just chilled out.
Yep.
I should have probably. Nah, it was cool. I was glad to be over there. And ready to get back at it.
Yeah, me too. Yep.
I'm just gonna say what me and Connor are talking about. since we're here at the end of the episode. I'm not going to say who it was or whatever, but I just going to let y'all know. Not even going to put any names with this. I'm just going to leave it open-ended. If you feel like you really need to cheat to win, don't make it so blatant. You get caught.
Get caught by somebody not even.
You get caught. Somebody not even in racing. God, it was ridiculous.
I'm ready for you to tell me about it.
I called Chad yesterday, told him about it.
Yeah.
I was like, "Are you serious?" Yeah. So, anyway, if you know, you know. There's not many people do right now. Anyway, guys, as always, like to thank our friends as come on and support us every week. SRI Performance, Stock Car Steel and Aluminum, Earl Ramey Racing Engines, Profab Headers and Exhaust. Y'all be checking out, speaking of Profab Headers and Exhaust, we talked about it a little bit last week. Check out Paisley. She's going to be she's going to be out there running the Bandolero at Charlotte. They canceled tonight and tomorrow night, actually, already for rain. They're doubling up next week, I think. So, y'all check them out. Andy and our buddy Andrew Garris out there, car owner over there. So, y'all go check them out, support them. PJL Motorsports on Facebook. I've shared it on our page. Have to go back. I'll share it again probably. So, y'all go follow them. Check them out. Young kids doing some awesome stuff. So, y'all check them out. But anyway, also Dixie Made, MPM, and Rev Max Racing. Appreciate all y'all coming on, helping us out. But anyway, we still made almost an hour and a half out of it somehow.
Yep. No NASCAR.
No NASCAR.
Neither one of us raced, so.
Still made it work. We sure appreciate Katie Hettinger coming on and hanging out with us, spend some time. She is she's great for the sport. She's a great personality. Somebody cool to cheer for. I mean, just genuine person. Every time I've been around her at the track, she's always happy to come on here even. I mean, so we sure appreciate her coming on, hanging out with us today.
Absolutely.
So y'all, but anyway, so well, I reckon that's gonna do it.
Sounds good.
All right, guys, we'll check y'all out next week.
Have a good one.